Hello, my name is Joe Moosbrugger, and welcome to my informational interview presentation. So, starting off with the professional's role. So, my contact for this project is a woman named Lynn Astrup, and I learned about Lynn from a family friend. After hearing about her, I then reached out and connected with her through LinkedIn. I sent her a connection request, put a little message saying I'd like to get to know her and I'm interested in her job. So from there, I got in contact with her through email where we exchanged messages about internships her company she worked at is offering, as well as setting up time for an informational interview. That's a picture of Lynn right there. Okay, so continuing on the professional's role. So Lynn is an investment professional and partner at the Vermilion Group. Now, you may not have heard of this, or you may be wondering, what is the Vermilion Group? Well, so the Vermilion Group is actually a subsidiary of Mortensen Construction. Now, Mortensen Construction is actually one of the largest privately owned construction companies in Minneapolis, Minnesota, my hometown where I'm from. So this group, the Vermilion Group, is actually a private equity fund, which is ran by Lynn and her team, where they fit and find profitable investments as well as acquire assets from the funds of the construction group. So uh, the most interesting thing I learned about her occupation was we talked about her job in the Vermilion Group and private equity as a whole, where she told me about her job and her team, whether it's buying companies or merging and acquisitions. She does a lot of the research and writes the people on leads that she believes will be a good investment, whether that be a business that's looking to sell. They buy houses, real estate, stocks. They buy into other fund portfolios and just build Mortensen Construction's private equity. Um, and she does really a lot of the research and then reports that to her team, which will make a conscious decision. We also talked about how she works for a smaller niche firm, so there's big huge private equity funds, but something like this flies very under the radar, and she gave me just basically a lot of knowledge about how profitable and some of the upsides really of working for such a more hidden private equity firm. So going on to the industry context, so the goals that I have learned for lead are to be a strong, independent leader with strong morals and values, which I think perfectly lines up with Lynn's career path. This is something that she does on the daily, whether that be interacting with her bosses from actual Mortensen Construction, reporting how they're doing in their quarterly earnings, or it'd be something similar to just working independently and doing research. So that's why I learned that this career field fits me well. It's about due diligence and analyzing data, because you need to ensure all your information is right when executing a trade. So I learned this industry is very self-oriented and independent, which is something that I really prioritize. Working in small teams to execute projects. So this knowledge, I firmly believe, affirms that private equities industry I want to pursue a career in post graduation. So, some recommendations for career preparation. So, Lynn told me from experience that she went to lots of career fairs and gathered all possible contacts that she could, and she made a note to reach out to them and keep in touch regularly. She told me that she would ask them to do things like informational interviews, or also to do mock interviews, um, to help give her, a sense of what are real interviews like in companies, like what are questions she should prepare to ask back, what are responses that she should learn would set her apart from other candidates. So she emphasized all of this for career preparation. As a result, I plan to build and strengthen my personal network by attending career events and mixers. Additionally, I want to make sure that I keep in contact with all of those in my network. So, overall reflection about the informational interview experience, I would say there are many, many benefits for doing an informational interview, whether that be networking, getting interview experience. You can foster strong communication skills, see if the specific job or industry is something you are comfortable working in. Some challenges of doing an informational interview would include, finding the right person to interview or coming up with good and engaging questions. That can be really difficult sometimes. You don't want questions that are just dry or that the person you're interviewing has heard 100 different times, because then you're not really going to get the best connection and you're not going to get the best response. So, and also, just going right along with that, just keeping strong communication, making a rememberable mark. What do I mean by that? They want to remember you, and they want to like you, and they want you to reach out to them again to keep building the relationship. They're not necessarily going to reach back out to you. So if I did an informational interview again, the one thing that I would change would definitely be I would try to find someone more local, because I would like to set up an in person meeting rather than on Zoom, because I feel this would allow me to make a stronger and better connection and display more of my personality, which I think I could do if I was face to face. I like that more connection feel. Well, that concludes my project. I want to thank you guys all for listening and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.